this is Anita. I am a postgraduate English language teacher handling classes 11 and 12. I have been an English teacher for the past many years. With this experience that I have gained, let me introduce the question paper and its pattern to you for this year's Higher Secondary Second Year Board Examination. This will be on question tags, sentence pattern, maybe linkers like while, as, like this, and maybe prepositions. This area, if you are thorough, of these 20 marks, you can surely get 20 full marks. Remember, almost 19 questions are of choose the correct answer pattern. That is, they will give you surely 4 options from which you will have to choose the nearest option. Now, the next thing is part 2. In part 2, we are going to get appreciation questions from the poetry side. When you say appreciation questions, you have 2 1-mark questions from the poetry side. That is, the question paper sector would have given you 2 lines from the poem. And based on these 2 lines, they will ask you 2 questions. Generally, the first question is based on your understanding of the poem. So, when you say understanding, how are you going to prepare this? You will have to read the poem once thoroughly. This is very, very, very essential when you prepare it once or twice or thrice, as many times as possible. If you read, surely this appreciation answers and ERC, that is explain with reference to context, you can rock it like anything. So, I told you that the first question will be based on comprehension. We are going to go through the content of the textbook, of the poem in the textbook. Then, you are also going to learn the glossary given behind the poem. That is, in every poem, maximum some 10 or 12 words they have given. If you are thorough with it, you can surely answer the first question. And generally, not always, generally, the second question is a question based on figures of speech. You have various figures of speech. Generally, we have simile, metaphor, personification, you have zoomorphism, you have anaphora, these sort of sentences. Generally, we have simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, zoomorphism, etc. In the last poem, we have enough of transferred epithet also. So, even this is very much given after the glossary in your textbook itself. Then, they have also in your textbook comprehension questions, they have also given appreciation questions. So, reading the poem, going through the glossary, and after that, preparing figures of speech. This much will surely make you get 4 into 2, 8 marks. The next 3 questions, that is 4 questions they will give you and ask you to write 3 answers. You will have to choose. This part 3 into 2, 6 marks. This mark is for do as directed. That is, they will give you a sentence in direct speech. You will have to write it in reported speech. Then similarly, they will give it to you in active voice. You will have to write it in passive voice. So, direct speech and indirect speech, active voice and passive voice, degrees of comparison, conditional clauses, and simple, compound and complex sentences. This area you are going to get questions for 6 marks. Now next we will have to concentrate on part 3. In part 3 you have 3 mark questions. As it is the textbook order. 3 questions from prose, 3 questions from poetry and 4 questions from writing comprehension they will be asking you. So, this 3 questions from prose, you will have to, they will give you 3 questions, but you will have to answer only two questions. See, like Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Chair, these lessons and all are based on stories only. If you know the story well and if you know incidents related to the main character, that is, if you go to the first lesson, that is Two Gentlemen of Verona, Nicola is there, Jacopo is there, their sister is there, Luigi is there, and the narrator are there. So related to them, there are a few questions. If you focus on these questions or these parts of the textual story, surely if you read the question paper carefully, you can recall the correct answer and you will be able to write it. Surely, kindly do not go somewhere outside. Do not beat around the bush. Some people have a thought that you need to write a lot to get marks. No, it's not like that. You will have to give clear and correct answers. So if the answer is short, do not worry, because if the answer point is there in a correct sentence, you deserve the full marks. The next 3 marks, 2 into 3, 6 marks. This area is for explain with reference to context from poetry side. That is, they'll give you one sentence or 2 lines or 3 lines from any poems, and they'll ask you to write which poem they have taken it from. If you are able to read the poem carefully and relate it to the name of the poem and poet correctly, 3 marks are yours, children. You need not worry about it at all. A little bit of preparation, you will surely get these 6 marks. The next 4 questions will focus on various other things like basically proverbs. Take proverbs. They may rearrange words in a proverb in jumbled order, and they may ask you to write it correctly. Like they may give like bark, seldom, bite, dog. You will have to rephrase it as barking dogs seldom bite. This same proverb they may ask you in fill-ups. Barking dash seldom bite. You will have to choose dogs and write it. Or the same proverb they may divide into 2 parts, ask you to match it. One side you will have barking dogs, the other side you will have seldom bite. You will have to match it. This is just so easy. So there are 3 or 4 ways how they ask you this proverb question. Next is headlines. They would give you, of course, every day you read the newspaper, and from the newspaper they would lift headlines and ask you and give it to you. Now your work is to write enough detail about the headline so that when a person reads your sentence, they will understand to whom or what incident, which place it has happened. Now sometimes they may give you abbreviations like COVID. So how are you going to expand it? Coronavirus disease. Like NIE. What is NIE? Newspaper in education. Like this, you will have to expand it and write it in a meaningful sentence. Like this, you have a few more things. Like I told you already, you will have to prepare email writing. They may ask you email writing. They may ask you notice writing. Here again, they are going to give you 4 questions and you will have to choose 3 questions and write answer. Like this, our part 2 and part 3 get over. Next, children, it is part 4. It is the very last part. This part 4 has got 7 questions. 7 into 5, 35. So these 7 questions, or each of the 7 questions would appear in either or pattern. Like for instance, again they are going to start with prose. Prose, either this question or that question. That is, for example, let me say they're going to ask Two Gentlemen of Verona or The Chair. In case they ask you like this, you will have to be ready with at least 3 prose lessons. What I say is, in case you do not have time and in case you are not going to cover the entire textbook, then you should be thorough with at least 3 lessons. So in this, they are going to give this or that. So in case they ask you 2 gentlemen of Verona are the chair, you can choose either 2 gentlemen of Verona or the chair accordingly and write the answer in a single paragraph. This paragraph answer will be very attractive in case you write a heading on the top. This heading that you are going to write should be written with your self-same pen, because if you are writing the general content with a blue pen, you will have to write the heading with the same blue pen, or in case you are using a black pen, you will have to use the same black pen. You will have to use only one color pen all through, children. They will not allow you to use color pencil or anything else. Now, let us go to the second question. This second question, maybe it is from poetry. Suppose the question is from Ulysses or a father to his son. You can choose either Ulysses. Remember, Ulysses is a long poem with 3 parts. You will have to surely learn all these 3 parts, because any one they are going to ask. So in case you are going to leave one poem and learn only 3 poems, you need to be thorough with everything about these 3 poems. That is why I said Ulysses consists of 3 parts. You need to be thorough with all the 3 parts. So if it is Ulysses and a father to his son, the best one, the easiest one that you could write, you can choose that question and write the answer. The next question generally is from non-detail. Non-detail, they may give it to you as developing the hints, or they may give it to you like a prose question or a poetry question. So here again it is for 5 marks. Earlier itself I told you how to begin a paragraph writing answer. You will have to write the title and then go about writing the paragraph answer. If you are smart at learning quotation, you can write a beautiful quotation either from the textbook itself. You can use very much the poetry lines or the non-detailed story, any part of it, and write it within quotation mark and put a neat box around it. Surely remember to indent it on both the sides so that it looks neatly like a cutout. So like this you go about writing your prose paragraph answer, poetry paragraph answer and non-detailed paragraph answer. The next question of course is summary writing or note making. I think you all remember, children, in your last year's examination, they did not give you another option. You had to write either summary writing or note making. Same way, this year they may ask you to do that, or they may give summary writing or note making, or one more question they may give you. It is up to your luck. But anyway, that you are ready with note making or that you are ready with summary writing, it is just going to be easy for you. Read the paragraph once or twice or even thrice if time permits. Then write a small rough draft, then a fair draft. Here again, everything, children, all the 5 mark questions, it would be fine if you write a heading and then proceed in summary writing. Surely 1 mark is for the heading. So remember to write the heading, then the rough draft, then the fair draft. The next question generally is a letter writing question. As all of you know, letter writing is either personal letter or official letter or an application letter. Sometimes they also ask you to write a letter to the editor of a newspaper. When it comes to writing a letter to the editor of a newspaper, they give you questions that where you will have to think with the social conscience and focus that problem to the editor of the newspaper so that he publishes in his newspaper. People get to see it and they have an awareness of the problem and the respective authorities go there and solve it. So this question also, in all letter writing questions, remember children, you will have to write in formal letters from address to address, when and where. On the top write when and where, then your salutation, after that subject, after that body of the letter, then thanking you, yours sincerely, then XXX. Remember to write address on the envelope. That is the to address, you're going to just copy it down in address on the envelope and you will surely get 1 mark for this. After this, you have various other questions, right? Proverb expansion, paragraph writing, slogan writing, these sort of questions, general questions they'll ask you. Surely you can crack it with these many years of experience of handling English question paper. Then little more nice area is the 46th and the 47th question. Here they give you 5 questions. These 5 will be error spotting. This error spotting question, error spotting generally is objective, will be paired with a long question, maybe a prose comprehension or poetry comprehension, or they may give you a pie diagram or a bar chart or anything, and they may ask you to write answers based on 5 questions from what they have given. So you can either, if you are okay with time management, you can go ahead with comprehension questions and answers. Otherwise, if you're smart in writing short answers, 1 sentence answers, you can choose spot the error. You can find out what the error is and you can write the correct answer below that. Sometimes they give you one more fill in the blanks area. These fill in the blanks questions will be based on homophones. The colonel ate the kernel, like this, colonel and colonel, C-O-L-O-N-E-L, colonel, K-E-R-N-E-L, C-O-L-O-N-E-L, colonel is a rank in the army. Kernel, kernel is the nut, edible part inside the coconut. Like this, they will have you hymn and hymn, H-Y-M-N is a religious song. H-I-M-S, him, a person who is there next to me. Like this, they may ask you questions where you will have to fill the blank. See, at any cost, children, as soon as you receive the question paper in your hand, you decide to yourself which are the areas that will be convenient for time management. Which are the areas you will be able to write without losing even a single mark. Like this, if you put your pen down and think and decide, surely you can get good marks. Especially earmark a small area in your answer sheet, maybe on page 6 or 7, a small area you can earmark and write and keep that these are the questions you are going to attend, because they will not allow you to mark anything on the question paper. So you can create a rough column in your answer sheet and write and keep. Like this, you are going to write from question number 1 to question number 47. Once you have finished everything, please carefully go through what you have written. This is one thing I feel very bad about. Children take all the pains to write the entire thing, but they don't have the patience to read through it once again. So read through it once again, because in case you have gone wrong anywhere, when you read your answers, you will be able to identify them and correct them. Anyway, all the best, children. I wish you all success. But before I stop, once again I'll tell you what all are deleted. Number 1, prose 2, a nice cup of tea. Prose 4, the summit. Number 2, poem 1, the castle. Poem 6, incident of the French camp. Then moving over to supplementary or non-detail. Unit 2, life of Pi. Unit 3, the hour of truth. Unit 4, remember Caesar. 3 non-detailed stories you need not learn. So altogether 2 plus 2 plus 3 you need not learn. With this, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure that all of you are going to rock and you're going to get very good marks in this board examination in English and in all the other 5 subjects. Once again, all the best. God bless you. Thank you.